Ba-doom boom.
Got a bird, a bird, a bird, a bird. A bird, a bird, a bird. A bird, a bird, a bird, a bird, a bird. Bird, 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 bird.
Oddities. Stay strange.
Welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. Yada da 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 da. As per
Bah.
usual, all of our information is in the description. Our social media, the wonderful different artists we've worked with, our website, our Patreon. If you'd like to support our show, you can do so for as low as $1 a month. Hello to our new patron, by the way. We have a new one.
I didn't realize.
Hi there. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it. You get a bonus episode every week. It's a video episode and access to all the former ones. So how exciting is that? And was there something else? Oh, our merch store. If you'd like to represent us out in your day to day, we'd very much appreciate it. If something speaks to your soul, please get it. We run sales all the time.
All the
Um,
time.
yes. And I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Bestie?
I don't think so. I think you got it all.
And how's my bestie?
Thrilled to be here with you.
Yeah, my bestie's tired. It's been a week.
It's been the longest week.
It's been a bad week for the bestie.
But, if you want to hear about that, then go to the Patreon.
Donate to our show. You can get all of the details, all the gory
All the
details.
behind the scenes.
The good news is you're okay, and things
Yes.
are okay. Things will be fine. So
It's
that's good
just
news.
been a week. But, that's how weeks roll sometimes.
The days,
Unfortunately.
yeah, the days start coming and they don't stop coming.
Back to the rules and we hit the ground running.
And that's just adulthood and also Smash Mouth. So
What are you gonna do?
the highlight of my week, aside from this, of course, was we watched so patrons, if you're not up to speed, my parents are living with us currently, as they've sold their house and they're looking
Did you just
out
call
this
the
way.
listeners? Did you say listeners or patrons?
Oh, I might have said patrons. Sorry. These are the non-patrons too. Odd fam. If you're not up to speed, thank you. If you're not up to speed, my parents are living with us right now. And so I was in charge of picking the movie the other night. And so naturally I picked The Conjuring. My mom hates horror movies, and she is probably one of my favorite people to watch them with because the names that I am called during these movies, it cracks me up. And then on top of it, it's just the sheer criticism of the characters every time. What are you opening that door for, you stupid ass? Things like that, and it just adds an extra, just a little je ne sais quoi to it, you know?
So I have to ask, did you do this to your mom because of her borsty comment
Because you're making fun of my borscht? No, I
last
just did
week?
it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just curious if it had to do with her last week taunting you.
They are two completely unrelated items. So maybe subconsciously I had my reasons. It's hard to say. But anyway, always good to watch that. My dad's fun to watch it, like scary movies with too, because like he'll be very cool, calm, and collected, and then
And
like a
then
jump
jump.
scare will happen, and he'll just every time his comment is "oh shit," and then he like clutches his chest, and that's
I'm
always
I am picturing your father right now doing that because I now need to watch scary movies with your parents. It is on my list.
it's a good time. It's a
Mom
good
and
time.
Dad, sorry,
You
it's happening.
you you will be called every name
I
under
don't
the face of
care.
the sun by my mother, but
I don't care. It's happening. I'll enjoy it because first off, you've now opened a door for me that I have to walk through.
It's a special experience watching spooky movies with my parents. Um, and then it could because it's it's those things plus Corey and I roasting the shit out of them. And so honestly, it just makes the whole thing a mess, start to finish, and it's just really just chef's
Now
kiss.
I'm just,
It's so
and I'm
choice.
sure Corey doesn't do this anymore because I haven't heard it. But now I'm just picturing Corey wearing the stupid Mike Wazowski hat.
He still busts out the hat. The hat still
Yes!
happens sometimes. He didn't bust it out though for The Conjuring, and he should have. That was a golden opportunity.
Because I'm picturing him wearing the hat and roasting your parents.
I know, no, I know. Which if he wore the hat, he would have been equally roasted by then. But yeah, it's so anyway, that was one of the highlights of my week, aside from this. I had my mid-year review and it went very well at work, so that was nice. That felt nice. Um, and then I have a big old presentation next week to some très important people at the company, so fingers crossed.
All of
Then
them are
by the time we
crossed.
all of the fingers. How you do that, nobody knows, but you cross them all at once. And your toes. By the time we record next week, it will be over, and I can tell you how it went.
Can't wait.
You're like, I'm on the edge of my fucking seat. Woohoo! What fun plans did my bestie have today? What's going on?
Well, I'm gonna upload and then I'm going to honestly, I think I'm gonna show the kids Happy Gilmore because we had this discussion.
Yeah, fill them in on the audacity that your child had. Okay, so Kelly's wearing her Adam Sandler Eras tour shirt.
So every time
It
I put
looks
on this,
great.
every time I put on this shirt, the little one goes, "Mommy, can you put your normal clothes on?"
Okay, I honestly, where did he get the audacity?
And I think it's because I don't wear a lot of graphic tees, and that's fine. But also this week, Michael had Monday off, and we went shopping, and he bought me a Kiki's Delivery shirt.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you actually know this about me. That is my favorite movie of
I
all
thought My
time.
Girl was. I didn't know
Okay, that's my
this.
favorite, like, I guess cartoon or graphic art movie.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so Michael has been buying me Kiki's Delivery stuff because the box lunch store near us has a lot of merch. So
What's a
I've
box lunch store?
oh my god, it's amazing. I don't even know how to describe it to you.
Oh my
It's
God. Okay.
it's everything. I don't know how to describe it to you. I'll have to send you a link so you can see everything in it.
Yes, okay.
It's
Thank you.
it's phenomenal. But so he got me a new Kiki's shirt and I was I don't know why I even had the thought to do this, but I held up the shirts earlier this week and I asked the kids, which shirt should I wear today? And instantly the tiny one goes, that shirt. And it was the Kiki shirt. So then later this week, I'm wearing the Adam Sandler shirt, and tiny one goes, again, Mommy, can you wear your normal clothes, please?
I'm gonna slap him next time I see him with this attitude. Adam
And
Sandler.
I was like,
All
I
right.
really like this shirt, kiddo. Okay. Like I'm embarrassing him or something.
You're such
And
an
I,
embarrassment.
I think it's just he doesn't understand how amazing this person is.
He
So
fucking will.
yeah, I just have to show him some good movies, obviously.
He's gonna learn
So
today. That's right. I think that's a great plan.
yep. So it is what it is. It's 104 degrees. We are in heat
Ass.
advisory until Wednesday. I am melting alive. Um, you know, it is what it is. There might be ice cream involved today.
Absolutely. It's a great day
And
for
by
ice
might, I
cream.
mean there will be
There will
ice cream
be.
involved.
Yep.
There might be an icy involved. Anything to keep cool today. Honestly, all bets are off. All bets
I
are off.
think
Um, And there will be folding of laundry today because that is about to eat me alive. So,
I think
like
today's our
typical chores.
first, I think it's our first day in like several weeks that we don't have a heat advisory. I mean, it's gonna be like 88, but like we were up at, I think we were up at 103 earlier this week.
This summer
This summer
is really
blows.
ass.
Swamp ass galore.
It's awful in so many ways. So,
My cheeks are sweating.
I just I don't I don't like I don't like summer.
Okay. And there you have it. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep. So,
That's
yeah, that's all. I have nothing nice to say about summer right now. So,
and that's it. Well, I'm looking forward to, so I crumbled and I bought one of those tanning tools,
I'm
which is
excited to see how that folds for you because honestly, if it's good, I'm going to buy one for myself because it doesn't seem like this is ending anytime soon. And I
it was
might as
straight up
well do something to survive.
it was like 20 bucks. It was so cheap and I just got it off of Amazon and it's essentially it's a glorified pool floaty, but it's sealed and you can fill it with like hose water and then you can lay in it and tan if you don't
Hmm.
have a pool, which we don't at this point, but we will. But anyway, I'm gonna fill that shit tomorrow. I'm gonna plunk my happy ass in that cold ass water, and I'm gonna read and drink
Sounds
and
great.
tan. So I will test this thoroughly, and I will let you know, my friend. It has a built-in pillow.
That sounds great.
Yeah, girl. So I'll let you know, and then you can just you. I'll give you the hookup. I'll give you the exact link.
Thank you. And then it's like we're tanning together and
It
laying in bed
is
together,
exactly
drinking
because
margs together. I could do that. I could do that.
we have yet to go to a beach together. We have, it's
Yeah.
it's just gotta happen. So we can pretend, we can visualize. But yeah, this summer blows. Give me that cold air. I'm hoping, and this is not even like a relevant scientific like thing, but this is my own personal theory. All the heat is getting out of its system now, and by September, when it's normally still frickin' hot, it's going to be much cooler. We're just getting it out of our system. We're just like,
I hope this means. I hope this means we have a crisp
rainy.
ass fall
Yes.
and a harsh ass winter. I'm sorry. I don't care how that sounds.
I want to see my breath all the time.
Yep.
Morning to night, I want to go outside and breathe and see it. And I want it to be raining constantly. And then
Yeah.
in the winter, I want feet of
Snow.
snow dumped upon us.
Dumped.
Dumped. And there you have it. And
If
so
we're gonna
that's
have
all there
this
is to
extreme
it.
of summer, I want the exact for fall. I want the same energy.
I got to look at the squirrels' tails and I got to look at the those caterpillars. And it'll tell us what the winter will be like. I'll
There
let
you
you
go.
know. None of that's even real, but to me it is. So, Basti, we're at our lucky 13.
Yes, we are.
Let's get the party started.
Yeah.
So,
I'm,
I don't, did I go first last time?
no, I did.
Okay, I'll kick us off this time.
I'm very curious about yours.
Talking, yeah, this is from my cousin Matt. Thank you, cousin Matt.
Thank you, cousin Matt.
My actual cousin, not honorary cousin.
Doesn't
So,
matter.
how exciting. Today I'm talking about the White Death, aka Simo Heohe, I think is how you say
Interesting.
it. So, at the dawn of World War DOS,
My favorite one.
1939, good old Jose Stalin sent over 500,000 men across Russia's western border to invade Finland. They were like, you know what, Finland? Fuck you. And they were like, we're doing this thing. It was a move that would cost ultimately tens of thousands of lives, but it also began the legend of Simo Heohe, aka the White Death. So, for 3 months, the two countries they fight. It's known as the Winter War. And in an unexpected turn of events, Finland, the underdog, we love an underdog. We love a dark horse. We love it. They end up emerging victorious, and the defeat was a stunning blow to the Soviet Union. Stalin, upon invading, had believed that Finland was an easy mark. His reasoning, I guess, really was kind of sound because the numbers were far in his favor, right? They had 750,000 soldiers while Finland's army had about like 300,000. And, it was a smaller Nordic nation and it had just a handful of tanks, a little over 100 aircraft. The Red Army, by contrast, had almost 6,000 tanks and over 3,000 aircraft. And it seems that there was like no way that they would lose. But the Finnish had something that the Russians didn't. A a small-time farmer turned sniper named Simo.
Interesting.
So Simo was born in the Kiskinen hamlet of the Rautjärvi municipality in the Vilpuri province of southern Finland. And it was near the border of Russia. He was the seventh of eight children in a Lutheran family of farmers. His father, Juho, was the owner of it was called the Mattila farm. His mother, Katrina, was a loving and not working, whoa, like a Wookiee, hard, hard-working farmer's wife. Um, Simo attended school in the local village, and he helped to cultivate the home farm alongside his eldest brother. Before his military service, he was classified as a farmer and he enjoyed hunting and skiing. So he joins the Finnish voluntary militia. It's known as the Civil Guard at the age of 17. And he excels in shooting competitions in the Viipuri province, and his home was reportedly filled with trophies for his marksmanship. They were like, damn, kid, here's all these trophies. Good on you. Not keen to hog the spotlight, though, he usually stood at the back of group photos during his youth until his later successes forced him to essentially take center stage. So, in 1925, at the age of 19, he begins his 15-month compulsory military service in the Bicycle Battalion, too, in Raivola, Vilpuri province. He attends the non-commissioned officer school and serves as a conscript officer in the Bicycle Battalion 1. However, he did not receive formal sniper training until 1938, a year before the war, at a training center within Finland. So, he was a little dude. He was only 5 feet tall, just like a small little Finnish farmer man.
Yeah.
And he was like extremely mild mannered. He was like the least intimidating dude on the planet, and he was really easy to overlook, which is probably what made him so well suited for something of this nature. Um, so he did his requisite time of military service when he was 20, and he returns to his quiet life of farming, skiing, and hunting. And then he was noted in his small community for his ability to shoot and everything like that. Then Stalin's troops invade, and as a former military man, Simo was called into action. And before reporting for duty, he pulled his old gun out of storage, and it was an antique Russian-made rifle, a bare-bones model with no telescopic lens. Along with his fellow Finnish military men, he was given heavy, all-white camouflage, which was, of course, a necessity in this like snow-blanketed situation that they had going on. And wrapped from head to toe, the soldiers could blend in the snowbanks without a problem. So he's armed with his trusty rifle and his white suit, and he did what he did best. He preferred to work alone. He supplied himself with a day's worth of food and several clips of ammunition, and he snuck quietly through the woods. And once he found a spot with good visibility, he would lie in wait for the Red Army to stumble across his path, and they did. So,
Yeah.
over the course of the Winter War, which lasted around 100 days or so, he killed between 500 and 542 Russian soldiers.
Oh my gosh.
This little small Finnish farmer, he was like, I'll see you and I'm gonna take you out. So, all with this antiquated rifle that he had. He like did it all with his
Yeah.
like bare bone shit. His fellow soldiers in the Finnish army were using state-of-the-art telescopic lenses to zoom in on their targets. He was fighting with an iron sight, which he felt gave him a more precise target. And he also noted that several targets had been tipped off by the glint of light on the newer sniper lenses, and he was determined for his shit to not go down that way. He had also developed an almost foolproof way of not being sighted. So on top of his white camouflage, he would build up snowdrifts around his position to like further obscure himself. And so the snowbanks also served as padding for his rifle and prevented the force of his gunshots from stirring up puffs of snow that the enemy could also use to like locate him potentially. So he would lay on the ground and wait. He would hold snow in his mouth to stop his steamy breaths from betraying his position. And his strategy ultimately kept him alive, but his missions were never easy, I should say, because obviously conditions were brutal. The days were incredibly short, and when the sun set, temperatures rarely rose above freezing. Um, so, the time of the Winter War, we're moving ahead a little bit, it's starting to draw to a close. So the Soviet trenches were full of basically Simo's enemies, right? And it was only a matter of time before Simo was caught. So before long, Simo gains this reputation among the Russians, and they coined the term the White Death, the tiny sniper who would lay in wait and could hardly be seen in the snow. And so he would gain this reputation among the Finnish people as well. And the White Death was frequently the subject of Finnish propaganda, thanks to the Russians coining the term. And in the people's minds, he became a legend and like this guardian spirit who would move like a ghost through the snow. And like, so basically, the Finnish high command, they like hear about his skill and they present him with a gift, which is a brand new custom built sniper rifle. Unfortunately, just 11 days before the Winter War is going to end, the White Death was finally struck. A Soviet soldier caught sight of him and shot him in the jaw, landing him in a
Wow.
coma. Yeah, landing him in a coma for 11 days. Um, and he awoke as the peace treaties were being drawn up, and half of his face was missing.
He survived.
He survived. However, this injury hardly slowed him down, and though it did take several years to come back from being hit in the jaw with explosive ammunition, he eventually made a full recovery, and he ended up living to the ripe old age of 96.
Oh my, wow.
I know. And so in the years after the war, he continued to use his sniping skills. He became a very successful moose hunter, and he would regularly attend hunting trips with the Finnish president.
This guy's impressive.
And that's the legend of the White Death. Very cool, right?
Okay, so when I read your topic for today, the White Death, obviously I never look up what your topics are going to be. I mean, I
Right.
see the title, but I don't go, oh,
We don't do
what's it going
this.
to
This
be?
is
You
like
know,
the
we
foundation of
want
us.
the
Yeah.
element of surprise. I was like, I really hope that this is going to be the exact opposite of the Black Death.
I mean, it is pretty opposite.
It is, it really is, but like this is not what I was expecting. I am very intrigued by this. This is what an amazing little Finnish dude.
I know he was just like a really like a badass little man.
Truly a badass sniper. And in
Like,
every way, shape, or
yeah.
form. Like, wow.
In
96.
in less than 100 days, he single-handedly took down over 500 like Russian
That's very
soldiers.
impressive.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was just like a small. We love it. I love a dark horse. I love an
Yeah.
underdog. So, we're here for it. And then he had just a long, happy life after that. I mean, I hate the fact that his like jaw was blown off. That sucks. But I'm glad he made
I
a full
feel like there were
recovery.
movies made after this person.
There had to have been, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I've
anyway,
seen plot lines like this. Well,
a big thank you to my cousin Matt. This was a fun one
yeah,
to
that was
research.
an amazing topic. Great job, Matt. Great job
Thank
covering it,
you.
bestie. You did a
Thank
phenomenal
you.
job. I that
Thank you,
was
Basti.
and I have to say I have something ridiculous to follow.
You know what? That's good though, because this was like a little bit heavy. So let's hear the ridiculousness.
Well, I'm talking about the bunny attack of Napoleon. So we're
Oh
both
my
talking
God.
about tiny guys.
We are. First of all, Napoleon is such a dick, so I already love this. I already love this.
It's the bunny
All
attack of
right.
1807,
Of course it is.
specifically.
Of course it is. All right. I don't even I'm not even gonna try and imagine what this is because I think I just need to let it play out.
So, apparently, in 1807, Napoleon had just signed a peace treaty with the country of Russia. So,
Here we are. Here we are. There's a theme here, and we weren't even trying.
to celebrate the monstrous occasion, he ordered his chief of staff, Alexander, Barthier to arrange a outdoor meal and a rabbit hunt.
They were like, hey, let's celebrate by shooting a bunch of bunnies. You know, if this is not the most Napoleonic thing I've ever heard.
It's going to be
But
so
okay,
hard to talk about this without giggling. I'm so sorry to the listeners and to you. So,
I'm ready.
Napoleon rounded up his men. Alexander promptly set up a gathering, about 1,000 rabbits to be precise, and they set up for this manly pursuit. Because I guess
Can we
then
call it that?
this was the manly thing to do.
Yep. Chasing after 1,000 rabbits.
Now, everything was ready. The cages of numerous rabbits were situated on the edge of the grassy field of this luxurious estate, apparently. The trumpets sounded the signal to release the bunnies. It was presumed that there was panic heard for the freedom of the open space field, and Napoleon and his companions were armed with pistols or guns, whatever it was at that time,
Whatever. Yeah.
for the hunt. But contrary to man's best laid plans, the confusion of the creatures charged straight towards them, apparently.
We love retaliation. Okay.
They swarmed them, apparently.
I'm so thrilled. Okay.
And they swarmed Napoleon,
Good.
who
Good.
was only about, apparently, 5'2".
He was also a small man.
They nibbled at his gold buttons and gnawed at his boots. Napoleon could not position his weapon to shoot them. His military men obviously could not shoot because they would have killed
Because,
Napoleon.
right.
So they tried to drive them off with riding crops, whips, and sticks. They succeeded in this maneuver enough to allow the humiliated Napoleon to retreat to his carriage. Just as they thought they had won the battle of the army of the rabbits, attacked again from the rear, dividing into two groups on either side of Napoleon. By now, Napoleon was riding for safety in his carriage, and the rabbits were hot in pursuit, overtook him, even though attacking him inside the carriage.
Oh my God, really? That's
Apparently.
amazing.
This is 1807.
I love this.
Finally, the horse-drawn carriage pulled slowly away, and the rabbits dispersed.
They're like, our
So
job here
they
is
got away.
done.
Now, why did they attack? The chief of staff didn't understand that there was a difference between rabbits and, I guess, rabbits at the time.
Okay.
These rabbits, so in that area, rabbits were the, like, number one thing for food.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was getting them from a farmer who was breeding them for food. So it was
Right.
like normal that they were being hunted. No, he got them from a farmer who was breeding them for pet.
Oh my God.
So these were pet bunnies that wanted
Or they
affection,
um oh, they only wanted love.
apparently.
Oh. Oh my God.
And it seemed that these rabbits hadn't even been fed yet that day.
Oh my
So
God.
they saw the humans as a food source.
I love this so much. This makes my heart. I need more of this in our history books.
So, fact checking this. Was it real? Did it actually happen in history? Digging, 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 digging. Google, 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 Google.
All the Googles.
After some deep Googling, I came across a Tumblr page called And Other Lies
Oh, okay.
by a French woman who describes herself as an amateur historian.
Okay.
Back in August 2019, someone had asked the question, was the Napoleon story true? There was finally a source. A user called Napoleon did that, cited a French text published in the 1890s called Memoires du General Bon Debut. The book was, there's a lot of French here. It
Okay.
goes down to somebody in Napoleon's army.
Mm.
It was in their memoirs. It was in
So it
their,
had to have
it was in
happened.
like their journals. It was in their papers. But
Holy
apparently they
shit.
hated Napoleon and they hated the guy that arranged everything.
So
So
they loved that this happened.
they loved that this happened. So they don't know if it was really made up or if it really did happen. Still, it's like,
Yeah, it could be
it's
maybe,
leaving a
maybe.
question mark. I'm going to choose that it happened, honestly.
I want to say it. I want to believe that it did.
Because
So yeah,
why would they just make up such a great.
I just really love
Why
it.
would they take the time to write this in their journal?
Yeah,
Tell
exactly.
me,
Like if that shit,
honestly.
because like if something that happened, like crazy, they would have immediately been like, we need to document this shit.
Yes.
Like,
Um, so yeah, it comes from somebody who knew Napoleon, was a general in his army. It was published almost 90 years after the alleged incident by
mm,
the general's daughter. So
okay,
to me that has some truth to it.
it's like kind of promising. Yeah,
And I feel like the moral of the story here is don't mess with bunnies.
leave the fucking bunnies alone.
The bunnies did nothing to you, and it's not very manly of you to do that.
I adore this story. I'm 100% gonna. I have to subscribe to the belief that this is true because I need it for my soul.
This was so good and so fun to read about.
How did you find it?
This one was Googling odd history events.
Well,
And
this
I was so
definitely,
shocked it wasn't on the Google Docs.
yeah. This is
Honestly.
a wonderful tidbit of weird history. I love it. How excellent. Good job.
I loved this so much, and honestly, any chance I get to make fun of Napoleon.
It's so easy.
He made it too easy.
I heard once that he like is always portrayed with his hand tucked into his shirt because he had ulcers.
Oh,
That's just a fun little fact
interesting.
there. Yeah. Anyway, Napoleon's a bitch.
And he messed with bunnies.
And he
How dare
chose to
he?
mess with bunnies. This was a fun episode. What a fun, like, historical episode.
And
Good
it's
for
funny how
us.
it did tie in together. I was like, the second, I don't know if you saw me giggling as much as I did. The second you're like, he was a small
I was
little man.
reading.
I was like, wow, we're both talking about small little men, except your guy is cool and mine's not.
I thought you were laughing because I called him a small little Finnish farmer.
I was just like, wow. And then I was like, and then the Russian thing, and I was like, we didn't plan this at all. Like,
No, this was cute of us. Go us. Love
oh,
that. This was a fun one. Okay. Well, obviously, listeners, let us know what you think in terms of the Napoleon thing. Mine is true. It happened. He was real, for sure. Um,
I think ours is like, I don't know, 60-40. Maybe.
I believe, I believe it.
I believe it. So,
And let us know what you think. And until next time.
stay strange.